What if I told you it was possible to grow up to 75 pounds of greens, herbs, and fruiting plants year round using LED grow lights in a very small space, the size of a coffee table? Would you be interested in learning how to do it? In this planter live stream, we're going to show you some of the top tools for every budget to start doing that. It doesn't matter if you're in a New York City apartment, if you're in a rural area living inside of a large home and you've got space and a plug to plug in a light, we're going to help you do that. This is week 11 of our live stream. We're going to prepare you for the upcoming growth cycle with a rundown of recommended supplies, upgrades and tools, budget DIY options, all the way up to premium gear. This is designed to reduce any confusion you might have. We'll have recommended products that will work well for you no matter what your budget is or what's going on. And it's also going to allow you to tailor your setup to your unique growing style and space. So definitely take advantage of the time before we jump into our next growing cycle. Keep in mind we grow 4 times per year indoors with soil or hydroponic systems. Doesn't really matter. You can grow a huge amount as long as you add in those LED grow lights. So we have a new cycle starting up. Next quarter is when we are going to begin. So now is the time to actually get your seeds, get your plugs, get your lights, get a hydroponic system if you want to grow herbs and greens really efficiently. This is the best possible time to do it. So we're going to go through some of the types of materials that are great to get you started. But first, we're going to do a quick poll. So hope to hear from you. What's your growing style? Lots of different ways you can grow. You can grow with soil alone if you just want to add lights. Easy to do, although not quite as productive. You can also do hydroponics. Hydroponics typically grows 30% quicker than soil. So herbs and greens, it's really great to grow with those. You can do both. In my experience, growing tomatoes, cucumbers, the fruiting plants in soil, especially with a self-watering pot, is really effective. I have also done those kinds of plants in hydroponic systems. There's just trade-offs, positives and negatives for everything you're doing. So if you're just joining us and you're not sure what's going on, we are actually Planter. We are at indoorgardenmarket.com, and we help you grow up to 75 pounds of greens, herbs, and fruiting plants indoors using LED grow lights. We have a free indoor food growing training program that I'm going to show you the QR code in 1 second here. Just got to pull that up. Yeah, so this is our free indoor food growing training program. You can start any time of the year. You don't have to wait for the spring. You don't have to wait for the fall. We grow indoors, which means we take advantage of a stable temperature in your home to grow everything you want to eat. No limits here. You can grow as much as you like. So join the free training program, and at any point, if you need that, you can actually go up to more info, look for the sign up on our website, and then sign up. And that's at indoorgardenmarket.com. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. We're going to talk a little bit about some soil must-haves. So if you're going to grow with soil, first of all, you've got to have a light. You can't just take a plant and put it in front of a window. Not enough light's going to come in that window. Doesn't matter where you live in the world, it just doesn't work. So you've got to have a light. There's lots of different ways you can grow indoors. You can use something like a grow bag, like this one right here. This one's going to grow pretty much whatever you want. This is a 5-gallon grow bag. You can do tomatoes in this, cucumbers. You can do multiple lettuce plants. Just make sure you put something underneath it to catch any water, and you add a light over the top of it. And we're going to give you some lights to help you out with that as well. You can do your own DIY compost blend if you are actually growing your own compost using earthworms. We've got a free class that teaches you how to do that as part of our indoor food growing training program. And you can add on things like stackable bins, domes, grow trays. Like all of these are super helpful. For example, for growing seedlings here, one of these dome trays, and then you can just use either coconut core plugs that look something like this. There's a little hole to put your seed into, or these are rock wool. No real right or wrong way to do this. Super easy to get started. Self-watering trays, all kinds of automated systems are out there. So it's really great to get going. Soil is easy So let's jump over to hydroponics and take a look at that. Hydroponics, a whole universe of options for us. For the budget, low budget options for these, I would say the mason jar crack key system is probably the simplest way to get started. If you have any questions about that, you can scan that code right up there. Go over to happyleaf.com. They have a good tutorial on doing crack key systems, and we also have one inside of our Future Green Thumb training program and community on indoorgardenmarket.com. So really easy to do when you're starting off. For the mid-range, a little bit more expensive, but not too bad. You can actually use something like a let pot kit, and the let pot kits, the simple one to get started with might be this one right here. These are going to grow greens, herbs, and a couple of fruiting plants. So dwarf-sized tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, pretty much anything you like. The advantage to these is that they grow 30% faster than in soil. So you can grow a lot in a small space. Different systems out there. Let pot has a built-in light. It's got sensors, it's got monitoring systems, an external reservoir to pump in extra nutrients as needed. It's really, really efficient. And on the higher end, so that would be like your mid-range, a couple $100. Now on the higher end, $200 to $300, we actually have the ELFSYS system. You can kind of see it's a little small there, but it's actually a stackable system, 3 different levels. It's going to grow over 100 plants in that system. And the nice thing about it is you could start with the lower tray, grow a bunch of greens and herbs. 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, start another tray. So you're basically always going to have fresh greens growing, fresh herbs growing up and down this. It does require maintenance. Periodically, you're going to have to take the baskets out. The baskets look something like kind of like a larger version of this. It's going to have expanded clay pebbles inside of it. And so you're going to plant your seeds or your plants, your rockwool plugs right into that. Those are going to have to be cleaned periodically. So as you are every once a quarter, as you're cycling those out, you're going to have to take them out. You're going to have to clean them. So something to keep in mind, but it's a robust system. It's very large, grows basically a farm in a small space, looks great in your kitchen, living room, spare bedroom, wherever you might like it to go. It's pretty effective. So that's the ELFSYS system. And moving along here, let's talk a little bit about lighting and timers, different support tools. So there's different ways you can use lights. There's LED strip lights that are long and thin. They could be part of a vertical system or a horizontal system. You can also have big panels, large panels like this. Those would typically be used inside of a tent environment. They're going to have lots of light that will be focused down on a particular space and get you growing. If you are not at home all the time and you want to, you can use timers and plugs for different consistencies. It can be really easy to get help with those sorts of things. Storage bins, rolling carts, clip-on fans can be helpful as you're growing to reduce mold and things like that. If you're looking for these kinds of supplies, HCG, Indoor Food Growing Supplies, right down there. Great spot for that. They have plugs. They've got the growing spaces. They have tents. I mean, pretty much everything you might need is going to be available to you at HCG. So if you don't have lights yet for your soil setup, good spot to go. You can also go to the Happy Leaf lights over there as well. And next on our list, we're going to talk a little bit about budget-friendly tips, subscription ideas as well. So one thing you can do is actually buy in bundles. So for example, seeds, trays, nutrients, as we just demonstrated before. For example, Seeds Now, which you will notice right down here, they have tons of different seed options. They have bundles of all different kinds, hydroponic bundles, different kinds of soil bundles, keeping in mind that you don't need to wait for spring. You can plant anytime indoors. The plants are going to get good results as long as you have a powerful grow light. And I would say the minimum wattage for those grow lights is going to be 50 watts. So if you're ordering on Amazon or you're ordering in some other place, maybe a local store happens to have some grow lights, just make sure that it is the consumption is about 50 watts. Otherwise, it's going to get good results there. We do have a recommendation, for example, on Seeds Now, they have a quick to mature 45 days or less garden variety pack. So this is going to have several hundred or even 1,000 different kinds of seeds. Keep in mind, 30 days in a hydroponic system or soil system indoors, you're going to start harvesting. So just add 30 days from the point when you're planting indoors, you're going to begin harvesting. You are no longer required to wait for the sun to be in the right place, for the moon to be in the right place, for the wind to be in the right place. You don't have to worry about it. Just plant indoors. You get better results. There's less pests. There's less problems. Everything is generally easier indoors. So there's a package right there. Lots of different things that you can grow in there. And if you're looking for something inventive and maybe a unique taste, great to put into, say, a tea, or awesome in a salad. Lemon balm is something I would recommend to try out. Works really well in hydroponic systems, works really well in soil-based systems. Quick grower, it just has a vibrant lemony taste. So it's going to be great in almost any kind of dish that you'd like. Great in a salad. You don't normally find this growing, certainly not in farmers markets. Typically, you're not going to find it in a grocery store. It just provides an amazing taste and flavor profile. So important to remember that you're going to get a lot of growth in a very small space, and you just can't. I mean, it's fresher. There's nothing sprayed on it. You don't know where grocery store herbs came from. If you've ever spent $5 or $6 on a box of basil and then tasted fresh basil that was growing in your backyard, for example, you kind of know what I'm talking about here. It's completely different when you're growing for yourself. So make sure that you are spending that time jumping into it. Only takes a few minutes a week to get started with this. You can start your seeds anytime you want. You don't have to wait, okay? You can watch your favorite Netflix series, grab a couple of these plugs like this right here. All you do is you soak this in water overnight, and then you plant your seeds, wait for them to come up, and then you're going to transplant them into your soil system or your hydroponic system. Very easy. You have lots of ways of getting into this. You don't need to worry about having perfect time and I have to have a giant space outdoors. No, all those things are old ideas. We're living in the future. We're living in the 21st century. You can start growing your own food in a tiny apartment in a Chicago type city. You can do this in a townhouse, in a suburban or rural environment. It doesn't matter. Lots of ways of doing this. It's pretty exciting. So moving right along here, we are going to check out a quick example of what someone shared on Instagram. So this is live growing. Let me see here. Is it working? Yeah. Okay. There it goes. So lots of people are doing this. As you can see, they've got small box systems. These are not as productive as some of the larger systems, but using a box system like what she has here, you just select your seeds. You're going to pop those into your coconut core plugs, keep them covered. A couple days later, they're going to sprout. You're going to attach that light right onto the box there, and then add your nutrients. That's pretty much it. Everything else is harvest, and then eventually you're going to reset it. Looks nice. You're going to have fresh greens. That's actually a lettuce grow system. A couple of other ones. There's a rise garden in here somewhere. But I mean, the freshest possible things that you can do, and there's so many different varieties of these systems. So if you're just joining us, we are a planter at indoorgardenmarket.com. This is part of our free indoor food growing training program right there. Feel free to sign up anytime, and you get access to a whole range of discounted products, help. We also do live events where we have community growers. I will be doing a live event this weekend at Crooked Run Brewing in Sterling, Virginia, if you happen to be in the Washington, D.C. area. Hope you can come out and join us. Lots of different cool things that we're working on. And if you didn't catch it, that system was actually shared by Sure She Grows on Instagram. I think that the biggest one in there was a Rise hydroponic system, but they showed several different box systems as well throughout that video. It was nicely done. So if you would like to actually share your own, we'd love to see them. You can share your questions, you can share your pics and designs with us through hashtag myindoorgardenmarket.com or hashtag myindoorfoodgarden. And though we monitor those, so we're looking for any shares. We would love to feature you on one of our upcoming planter grow nights. We're just going to do a shout out for your Instagram handle, TikTok, whatever it might be. Describe how you're growing, advantages, and show people how well you're doing. So if you'd like to share with us, we would love to feature it. So thanks so much for joining us on this. We're really getting towards the end of the planter grow night cycle here. The next week, we're going to do a full system reset, and then we're going to kick off a new growing quarter. So that's going to be at the end of the month. We're rolling through things. We have grown pounds and pounds of different kinds of greens, herbs, fruiting plants over the course of our quarter. Productivity is very high for these indoor food growing systems. So you can expect with 30 plants growing in any kinds of system or combination of systems, you can expect to harvest daily from that system. You should be able to do 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 full-size salads per week in that system. It's incredibly productive. So definitely check us out and follow us on all social media channels, indoorgardenmarket.com. Join our indoor food growing training program as well. I'm going to put that QR code up one more time to help you. So you got it. So you can join that. You get tips and tricks. You get free live courses that are held virtually. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Access to in-person classes if we have them in your local community. You get to taste the greens. Get to see how easy it is to take something as simple as this and then grow pretty much anything you like. There's thousands of different varieties of greens, herbs, tomatoes. I mean, things we never get to experience. It's too complicated for farms to grow it. Even your local farmers market, they've got a limit to how much they can grow, but we can grow it in our own homes. Learn how to do that for yourself. Empower your family to get the freshest greens, to get the most interesting things to eat in their salads. Share those with your friends and really experience this new indoor food growing revolution. That's about us. It's about our community. It's about growing food for us. We don't need to rely on outside sources for this. It's never been cheaper to grow these plants indoors in our homes. I mean, really, it's much cheaper than grocery store. In some cases, less than $1 per plant, and you harvest multiple times from those plants. So it's really exciting, and we hope you can join us. If you're looking for an easy way to get started, if you just need a quick guide, you can use our indoor food growing training guide. It's an AI chatbot powered by ChatGPT. You just scan that, sign in with your favorite email, Facebook, however you like, answer a few questions. It's going to give you a shopping list and a setup guide and provide you with additional information to get you started. So thanks so much for joining us. This has been week 11 of our planter grow night / indoor food growing training program. Next week, we are going to be doing that kickoff and restart, and we'll do a recap as well of everything that's happened so far. So if you haven't started growing, no problem. You can start next week. You can start 6 weeks from now. You can start in January. Doesn't matter. This is really one of the most interesting times in human history to be alive, because we used to be beholden to the sun. We had to follow the sun, the cycles and everything. We have new technology now that gives us two options for growing. We can grow outside and we can grow inside. Don't think these are mutually exclusive. They're absolutely not. Become a really great indoor food grower, then shift outside where the challenges are harder. There's more bugs, wind, storms, neighbors, squirrels, so many challenges. You don't have those indoors, so get those quick successes, and really hope to see you at one of our live events or maybe our virtual events, our training events that we have coming up. And so my name's Cliff. I'm the local grower in Northern Virginia / Washington, D.C. area. Hope to see you at a live